Hi everyone, Stacy from Dies to Die For. We are on day number 17 of our 25 Dies of Christmas. Today we're going to be making this card. First we are going to use our wreath builder die. Our pumpkin flower is going to become our poinsettia. Random oval frame, pine branches, holiday words. And then our rock wall, we're going to cut out a piece that's going to be a stencil. So let me show you. Oh, and our loose stitched rectangles and our Gina Marie slimline stitch rectangles. I cut out the two bigger sizes in the stitch rectangle. Well, the biggest size and then the next one in. I'm going to take my rock wall template and just lay it. First I'm going to ink with tea dye ink, or I did ink with tea dye ink. Then I took my rock wall and just laid it on top and went over it with the Simon Hurley Gur ink. Then once I was all done with that, I took my brush and to soften the edges with the Gur ink, I just went lightly to soften the edges of those rocks. Okay, we got that all done. I didn't figure you needed to see me use that as a stencil again because we've already done the brick wall in this series of videos. I think you get the way that works, right? Get this laid out for you. Right in the center. In my original, I actually cut a piece. I didn't use another stitch rectangle. In this one, we're using the stitch rectangle. Okay, this card looks complicated. Not really that complicated. It's just a lot of layering. Cut out our wreath piece and inked it with green. Then I'm going to put that right towards the center. And take some of our pine branches. And I'm only going to use one kind on this wreath, not both kinds. And layer them. How many do I have? I think 1, 2. Yeah. Layer them going this way until I feel that the space is full enough. That was a really big dab of glue. Ignore that. Should probably take about 6 or 5. Okay, forget it. Maybe just 5. We might not need 6. Silly me. And you can do this as close as you want, or space them out a little more. That's the reason that we ink the wreath part behind it, so that you really can't so that it really doesn't matter if you fill in every single inch of space. But I have 2 extras, so I'm just gonna shove them in places. Actually, probably cut that stem off. I think we need some more right here because that's a little, those were layered. Oh, I like that better. I should have put them a little closer, huh? I think I did on the top. I just probably should have laid these out before I glued them down. There. There, that looks better. Then our pumpkin flower, I just cut out all 3 sizes in the pumpkin flower. If I can find all 3 sizes. I inked around the edges with who knows what color. Where's my, I don't want my bee sting, I want Game Over because I'm pretty sure that's what I used. Yep, that is. I just go around the edges lightly with that. Then I take my fingers and just crease it where that little crease is. Kind of like that. I do that on all 3 layers, and then I just glue them together like that. This is only 2 layers, I realize that, but you get the point, right? Okay, I'm sorting through pieces over here because I have a bunch that are ready. And then I'm going to use about 5 poinsettias on this. Or not about 5. I'm going to use 5. We will lay these out before I glue them down. Okay. You right there. Then I have a bunch of ribbon pieces. That is part of the wreath builder die that I'm going to put in between. And this card is almost done. See, it looks complicated, doesn't it? And this is one of my favorite cards. Okay, we have some ribbon pieces here. On the die, there's bigger ribbons and there's smaller ribbons. So I'm going to use a combination of the bigger and the smaller. Let's see what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used 5 of the on the original. So for these, you just bend the end in, and then I'm going to put some glue on them. And just kind of use my fingers to bow it up. You can also, where are my pop dots? You can also put a pop dot right there in the center of it to keep it raised up a little. Can't believe I'm looking at the time on my video because, you know, I like to keep these, I'm trying to keep these shorter for you guys anyway, but I can't believe we're only 7 minutes in. See, I told you this card looks complicated, but it's not really that complicated. Now these ends of the ribbons, you're just going to want to like make them look like they're tucked underneath of a branch, but I'm going to do short, small, wider, small, wider. I'm going to vary them just to add a little more visual interest. And you can go without the ribbons if you want. I just thought it needed a little more color in between those poinsettias. And then I'm also going to try to, like, I was facing that way with that ribbon. So with this one, I'm going to go up a little bit. Up a little bit more. Yeah, I just had to make sure that made sense once I put it down. And wherever your pines are, wherever this ribbon ends up, just kind of lift them up and tuck the ribbon end underneath. And then if you want, you can lift the poinsettias up, or you can leave it behind the ribbon, or you can do a combination of both. Need that edge down though. The idea is just to make it look like there's a woven ribbon, or a ribbon woven a ribbon woven through. It's a tongue twister, try to say that fast. Okay, since I went a little bit up that way on that one, I want to actually add more glue, but we're gonna go, nope. Is that right? Yeah, that's, no. I don't know anymore. I'm still stuck on the tongue twister. This is where a tool or a pair of scissors or something comes in handy. Push those little edges of the ribbon down. And put that poinsettia on top. Okay, now we are on a big one. Great. Like that. I think so. Okay, one more ribbon piece to put on. Because we have 5, we have to either choose a big one or a small one. Let's choose a big one. If we would have done 6, then we could have done small, large, but and we're gonna go like right there with this one. No, stop it. There we go. Now the last piece that we have to put on, and then we'll move on to our slimline, is, stay there, the ribbon. And this ribbon is part of the Wreath Builder die also. And I already put the Christmas word on it. We're just gonna like kind of tuck that in those flowers a little. And then this also, you can put, looks like on the original I stacked actually 2 pop dots on top of each other. Just support the ribbon in the center a little bit more. Let me see. No, that was 3. Goodness gracious. How high up did I think that thing needed to be? We want it way up in the air, apparently. There we go. Okay, now you have support in the center, so it's not likely to fall down. And I put it on an angle too, because I just kind of like an angle. There is your A2 card. Let's do the slimline one really fast. Well, that one did not take as long as I expected it to. When I make my samples, I never really time it and see how long it takes me to put it together. So I'm always just as surprised as you guys when I start doing it. I mean, I think I've done enough cards I can kind of say, okay, this video should take about 20 minutes, but not always. Now this, instead of the wreath part, we are going to use the random oval. Because I wanted something that was just longer. I didn't want a circle right in the center. So we're going with the oval. Now, should we do this card vertical or should we do it horizontal? That is the question. I'm thinking I want to go vertical with it. Then we're going to use the shorter pines on this card. So let's just start gluing them down. I don't know how many I have cut out. I should probably count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's move those around a little. And then the fun thing about this one, the other pine branches kind of like curve around. So when you're making a wreath, it's easier just to put those all one way. These you can put one way and then the other one the next way, because there's not really a natural curve to them. But that way, and I just put that the wrong way, that way you have pine cones on the inside of your wreath and the outside of your wreath. Kind of like that. And yes, this wreath is going off the card. I realize that. That's how I want it. My goodness, I'm trying to pre-record all of these videos so that I'm done. And today I've done a ton of videos and I can feel it in my voice. I feel like my voice is starting to go out. That one there. And then I think I'm gonna, yeah, that one that way. And we will be done with our pines. I know there's a little gap there, but that'll be covered by, because I'm looking around for another pine branch, but I don't see one. So this will be covered by a poinsettia. And I'm going to use my little bow there. I think I'm going to double it, put a pop dot on it, right in the center. I want to see where my bow is going to go before I start putting my poinsettias on there. Okay. We know we want one over that. We want one over that. How many poinsettias are we going to end up with on this wreath? Oh no, we just cannot do 6, right? We have to fit one more in there. There is our number 7. Okay, we have 7. We did 5 on the original, right? And that fills in all those holes where there's no pines. Oh, my bow was not glued down, I forgot. I just moved it. Let's get that one glued down. How fast can we do this card? You guys know that I do that, right? I try to race myself. Like, well, it took me 12 minutes to do the A2 version, so let's get the slimline done faster. I cheat sometimes, that's why I usually put the slimline pieces together. Most of them like have most of the stuff glued down before I start the video. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, now we want 3 pop dots on this again, right? Could have done it faster if I would have had the pop dots on these. Okay, now I'm going to bend these little side pieces a little, make it easier. Okay, where do I want this? Kind of right there, I think so. Get the pop dots stuck down. And with this, I always try to tuck the little ribbon edges underneath of something. So that's going under the poinsettia. Poinsettia, poinsettia. I know somebody's gonna make fun of the way I'm saying it. Potato, potato, people. Okay, let's just get a bunch of pop dots put on these so we can do our ribbon pieces fast. How many ribbon pieces do we need? Do we need just as many as we have poinsettias? I think so. Maybe or maybe not. So, because there's that right there. So let's just start with this. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to put one in there, each spot there. We don't need one down by the bow. Plus, I kind of have to hurry because I, you know, kind of have to pick children up from school. Silly kids. You know, they insist on coming home from school. I don't know whose kids these are. I loved being at school when I was younger. My mom could have left me there all night. Okay. We are getting there, people. Oh no, we're almost over. How many minutes did I say it took us to do, or it took me to do the A2? 12 minutes? 11 minutes? Do you think we will? I think it was like 11 and a half minutes or something. Oh, I like this. All those pumpkin flowers just make cute little poinsettias. They make cute, all kinds of flowers. Pumpkin flowers, of course, poinsettias. Any kind of, just a layering flower. Okay. I think, I'm not going to put one there, but I think I'm going to put one in between there. Put it under that poinsettia. We don't want it over the bow though. Come on. Go under that bow. There we go. Just like that. Now that feels off to me though, because I feel like we need one on that side. We do, don't we? Oh gosh, dang it. It's going to take me a little bit longer. We have about 10 seconds left, and then we're just going to say, oh well, it's a bigger card. It's going to take me longer, right? Can't rush perfection. Yep, I like it. What do you guys think? I'm thinking that, oh boy, this page is going to be fun to make. I think that the page for this is going to be the longest video. Okay, there we are. I think it looks great. And here, go with that. I think I need to plug my phone in real quick because I think my battery's dying. Hold on. There. I don't know. My screen was dark. I don't know if it's dark in the video or not, but just in case. Alright, here is our original. And here are the two that we made today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our page, and we will see you again tomorrow for day number 18. That should be a fun one. Have a great